All right. Yo. We are live. Awesome. I think it actually worked. That's amazing. Right, cool. We are live here. This is Pick Your Battles. For those, that one watcher that we've got, thank you for joining us. We are doing episode 3 of There Will Be Anarchy. Today we have Bizzo and Slester joining us. You guys okay? We'll start.
Yeah, not bad, man.
Slester, you good?
Not bad, man. Not bad. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Cool. Hang on a second, because I've got him. You got to unmute yourself, Bizzo, as well.
Oh, sorry about
that. I'm just kind of shocked with this. Actually.
Or you can just keep it muted if you want.
Troy Owen, what's up? Wiretap in the building as well.
Yeah, shout out Wiretap, shout out Troy. Yeah, man, all good, all good.
Awesome. So yeah, we'll just kind of let it build up a little bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Troy Owen, man, I swear you're on every single live stream.
Yeah, loves it. Does Troy.
I find it so cool that we can do stuff. Look how professional this sort of stuff is. Isn't it cool? It's all fun and games, guys. So yes, Lester, you're obviously your Anarchy journey is over, unfortunately. If you've seen any of the past episodes, I don't think it should have been, but yeah, what are your thoughts, man? How you been? Anarchy, obviously, you've got a good battle coming up.
I'm quite excited for the Impact battle. I think there's a lot of people have been saying I should have won, but I don't know. I mean, it's all subjective at the end of the day, isn't it? There's a lot more than 3 people that thought I lost, and it just so happened that 3 people were judging also thought I lost. So it's just it's just unlucky. But I mean, I don't think I would have got the Impact battle if I hadn't have done the Georgie battle. So I mean, up from here. So I'm quite excited for that.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. I hope you do get your plate now, definitely. Because I kind of think, obviously I said it in the last episode, but I kind of think Georgie he said a lot of stuff that I've heard before. It wasn't, anything brand new. It was a bit weird. But so your Anarchy time wasn't originally meant to be for you, was it? You as a replacement. How did that come about? Did you? Because
that's kind of why I don't feel too broken up about it, because I wasn't even really meant to be there to begin with. So it's just kind of it's taking what I can give. I was buzzing. I was buzzing to get asked to do it. I was excited about the tournament in general. I feel like it's revitalized the UK scene a little bit, giving everyone a little bit of something to chat about more often and something to look forward to, and actual fucking class battles. The battles I've had so far have on the whole been unreal, which is exactly what we thought it was going to be. It's fucking great.
Yeah, definitely. And it's brought back one of the best things in battle rap. Well, was one of the best things in battle rap. Time limits. Definitely, nobody.
Yeah. Not when you're battling.
Yeah.
Have you stood in front of someone that's just gone on and forgot your shit because of it?
I feel like when I battled Heretic, he went on for about twice as long as I did.
Which way is Bizzo? That way.
That way, yeah.
yeah, you can piss right
I
off.
swear.
It just felt like a long night for you.
I swear to God, he rapped about 3 times longer than I did.
Yeah.
It was mad.
It's because all the crowd reacting. Sometimes it takes a bit longer for everyone to.
Sure.
Oh man. Okay, so in this episode, guys, we're gonna be just kind of going over and reviewing Cojay versus Lazy, and obviously Bizzo versus Lsdean. So I kind of want to wait for my cousin to get in before we get into the actual battles, because obviously that's the whole point, get like a newcomer's kind of perspective. But first of all, obviously Cojay stepping out of the tournament. Do you guys think you would have kind of handled that any differently? Do you think you would have maybe, someone like Slester, would you have maybe liked to have had a chance to maybe go against Bobby Rex or something?
What do you mean, man? Like, I don't know what's happened with Cojay, so I don't know.
Bobby's just gone through to the next round. Would you have maybe done that any differently, or what do you think about that?
Like, got someone in to replace Cojay or what?
Yeah. I guess it wouldn't.
Nah, I think because it's a tournament, like shit like that happens. So, I mean,
I think from my perspective, obviously, I think it's a personal issue with Cojay. So obviously, first and foremost, we need to make sure that he's all right, because there's a lot of things that are bigger than battle rap. But I think from my perspective, I'd never seen Cojay as motivated when it came to battling as he has been recently. Like, he showed it against Lazy. Like, Lazy's not an easy person to beat, and it was a very good battle, and he came with it, and he was prepared, and he took the environment on first time, and he performed really well. He had one of the better performances of the evening. So I think he was definitely up for it. But obviously, whatever's happened is like, I think the timing of it as well, because he kind of pulled out with a week or two to go. So it kind of says to me that something's happened out of the blue, and he was actually preparing for this battle. So it's hard to get someone in very last minute, and especially bring someone back who's been put out of the competition, to bring them back on a week's notice is kind of difficult. So I understand that perspective with it, but it is what it is. The show goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I get that. Troy, is this better? Can you let me know? Can you hear me better now? Yeah, so obviously Bobby going into the quarters, so he's going to be either so he's going to be going up against either Sam Hypes or Georgie. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can you see any of those two beating him?
If Bobby comes like it is against Maverick, then I'd say no.
I don't. I think if he has the same level of his Maverick performance, I feel like a lot of people. I don't know if there's anyone that's beaten that in the tournament.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing. That's the thing with the Bobby
second round.
The Bobby Cojay battle was going to be such a good battle to watch, because it literally we would have seen like two really good performances again, and it would have been very difficult to split them. So, and now it's kind of like Bobby's gone straight through to the semis now. So it's it's strange. He's got a lot of time now on his hands to get ready for the semis. So it's interesting to see.
You could just wait for them both starting from now and carry on.
Yeah, literally.
When was Bobby versus Georgie meant to go down? When was that? I can't remember that.
That was a Beast Angular card last year. That was meant to happen at some point.
Okay. Yeah, there was a few like more established battlers going over there for that card, weren't there? I can't remember that.
I think so, yeah.
I think. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Well, yeah. Obviously, we'll start going through the battles, and we'll see how we get. Well, see how far we get in before my cousin comes in and just kind of recap, get him up to speed when he gets here. Is my mic all right now? Yeah. Does it sound a bit better
now,
to you guys?
Yeah, sounds better now. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it instead. All right. So yeah, Cojay versus Lazy. We'll start with that battle. So Cojay went first. I wrote down a few like just endings of bars, but not like the full bars. But I liked his start with "You make Juan look like a gangbanger." I think that was good. The whole bit about making his coursework rhyme. I thought that was really nice as well. Do you guys think he definitely beat Lazy in this battle?
Yeah, I think so. I think his first round was his strongest. I think he was really good in his first round, and then I think Lazy came back in the second, and then they both kind of like declined a little bit towards the end. I think that's how I portrayed it, especially in the room as well. Yeah, it's I'd agree with the decision. Yeah, I thought Kojay's first round was sick. His bar about Nightmare Before Christmas, because Jackie's both a bag of bones and a dead man walking. That was fire.
Yeah, I got that down. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, that was one of my favourite bars from the tournament so far.
Cojay had some Avatar bar as well. That was crazy. Was that in his first?
I'm not sure.
Something about Jake not having a leg to stand on or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Was that not his second? Was that his second?
Second.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, if it is, we'll get to it in a sec. But yeah, I liked in Lazy's first as well. The bar where he says his chest is broader than his mind. That was really nice. I like that.
Yeah, he's sick at stuff like that. Lazy. He's really good at writing like intricate wordplay that has like a double entendre. It's mad. He's a very good writer.
I feel like Cojay's like performance in that. Cojay's performance in that battle was just like, you could tell he was more comfortable. Like even in the interview afterwards, Lazy was like, "Oh yeah, I totally lost that. I fucked up this. I fucked up that." It was just like you couldn't really tell he was that nervous, but he seemed like he was like super relieved to get it done. But Cojay was like, he looked like he was proper like prepped and ready for it, and eating lots of dinners.
Yeah, it was nice, and that's what I'm saying. Like we've seen that from every battler. Do you know what I mean? Like we had a bit of a decline in like the quality, I guess, of like what we was getting. A lot of battlers writing on like short notice and things like that. But this, like you said, this like tournament has just brought hunger back for like all the battlers, and it seems the fans as well. The stream done really good on the two events that it had for the first round. I'm sure it'll do even better on Saturday. But I noticed like just going back because I say Brother X Hale is in the building, and he said about Bobby is on another level at the moment, and I agree. Like it was weird because when he used to obviously be battling and stuff, because he took a little bit of a break, I guess. And when he used to be battling, he'd be everywhere. You couldn't open up Facebook without seeing Bobby. But before this battle, he was nowhere. It was weird. And then when they were like announcing the battle and everything, he was just stood dead, like just looking at him. I was like, oh shit, Bobby's here. But it's good. It's good to see that hunger back.
Yeah, he was fire. He was fire in that first round. I've said from the start, he's got bags of potential to win this. But yeah, I'm glad to see him back. That's why I'm disappointed about the battle not going down on Saturday, because it would have been a fire battle. It would have been a fire battle.
You would have had that like Cojay after the Raptor battle as well. I would want to see what Bobby had to say to him after that. It was going to be like
there's a bit of a grudge there.
History and stuff like that. Yeah.
Both got kind of like short tempers as well, so it would have been tense as well. It would have been a really good watch.
First scrap on a Twitch stream, that would have been class.
Yeah, shout out to them both though.
Like I wonder if they both have wrote. I guess like will we ever actually get to hear it? But they could do that man marked, I guess, on Premier Battles as well. That could work.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I don't. They could potentially battle in the future. I think on paper that's such a good matchup. They're both very similar in terms of like the temperament and stuff, and like how they're portrayed by fans and stuff. Like quite aggressive, bit of controversy here and there. It's a good little storyline. It'd be a sick main event battle down the line. So I'd be up for seeing that.
It's true. They should probably save it.
I kind of I kind of see Bobby definitely getting into the final now. I don't think he's going to have too much of a problem with Sam Hypes or Georgie. I just think like you said, he's on a tear anyway. Like, and if someone like Maverick can't stand up to him, I don't think they've got the in the craft yet. like, you know, just to stand in front of someone like Bob.
Yeah, but no, he might like not take them seriously at all though.
Now, do you know what it is? Yeah, Brother XL is put in the comments. I wish you got to hear his Cojay shit, which means Bobby was prepped before the actual day of the battle, which is madness. Like if you know him, like I speak to him quite regularly, and if he's prepped before it, he's taking things seriously. So it's very highly unlikely that if he's in this semi-final battle, that he's gonna like half-arse it. And he just needs to win one more battle to be in a battle for $2.5 grand. So I can't see him getting this far and like being in this position now and not taking it seriously. So I think we're still yet to see like his best. I think we could potentially see it in the semis.
He's also got like, if he's got any punches that can apply to anyone else from his Cojay stuff that he can like just chuck in there as well.
Yeah, he's definitely got a bit of an advantage for sure.
And that would be good to see. Because obviously he's going to have a bit more of a break than the other battlers as well. So it'd be good to see what that kind of does.
It's true.
I don't think it'd make much of a difference, but you never know. Every little like thing on the day, what happens on the lead up can decide anything on it. It can decide whether you're in the tournament or out of it. So it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely will respect.
Brother XL just said didn't have much for Cojay. He definitely won't recycle. Okay, so he was going like Cojay, I guess.
Oh right, fair enough.
So it's definitely save that then if it was all directed to him.
Yeah, that'd be such a fire battle.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I was gonna say this tournament's really helped, I think, as well. Like if you're a new fan getting into battle rap, because like, I've said it on other episodes, but it all like there was a lot of in jokes and stuff, but this tournament is kind of because of like the Americans and Canadians and stuff that will be watching. So I think people are trying to be a bit more broad with their bars and stuff rather than being really niche like within the UK scene. I think it's really helped with getting new fans in.
No recycling. Shout out Bobby. He's had us told there.
That's it. Fair enough.
Nah, it is a shame that we won't be able to see you this Saturday, Bobby. I am gutted. But congratulations being the first semi-finalist as well. So round of applause for you, man. Well done.
See you in the final.
I was kind of wondering as like oh, fighting talk. I like it. I was wondering, Bizzo, if you did win the tournament, or when you win the tournament, who would you like to battle if you did go out to King of the Dot? Have you got like a few names?
Yeah, I've got quite a big list really. I mean, I'm not gonna sit and call out all the best names over on the roster over there. It'd have to be someone that suits my style. That'd be a watchable battle. I'd hate to go over and have like a mismatched battle in terms of styles, like battle a complete joker or someone that just isn't suited to my way of writing. But yeah, I'm not thinking that far ahead though. I don't want to think that far ahead. I'm just focusing. All my attention right now is on Matter on Saturday. That's how I'm treating this tournament. I'm treating it as professionally as possible. But when it does come to the time where I get given my choice of opponents, I'm sure I'll inform you all accordingly. Big up Bizzo, Slester got robbed.
And I had to share that comment. I had to share this comment every time. No shade on Georgie. It's not him, it's the judges that I've got a problem with. I think Georgie's handled it quite well. I've said that as well. Fair play to him.
Bro, Georgie's mic was still on after the battle, and he said,
"I know he shouldn't."
I think I lost that, you know. And I was like,
"You see my reaction after it finished." I went to him. I was like, I heard him say that. I think I lost it. I was like, "Mate, just wait. You never know." So you see my reaction when I hear the judges. I look at him. I was like, "Told you, mate. You never know."
It is mad. I didn't expect such a response from the fan vote on mine, because in the room everyone was saying how close that battle was, and I was like, oh, and I was literally like pacing up and down waiting for the decision. But then when it all come out, when all the results come out, it was mad. And it's crazy because you don't actually get to see the judges' decisions until the battles dropped on YouTube, which was another thing. So I couldn't see what any of them had said until they dropped on YouTube, which again was pretty crazy because like I've waited like a month after the battles happened to see what's been said. So
that's weird. Actually, that is weird. What was go on, Slester.
I thought that like after my Georgie battle, everyone was slagging the judges off a lot, and I didn't think the judges were that bad. I thought they were more reasonable than I thought people were making out to be. I feel like people were like fucking raging at them, but I mean,
like you said, it's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I found myself just sitting being raging at people for no reason. I watched it. I was like, oh, that's not that bad. It's fair enough.
Yeah,
but no, it is a shame. I do think Georgie can do well against Bobby, possibly, but yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see with that. But getting back to the Lazy and Cojay battle, was there anything else in like round 1 that you can remember? Because Lazy had like quite a nice scheme on the conspiracy side of things.
yeah.
You know, all of them apart from the one that you're a part of. That was quite nice.
It was very well constructed in terms of the flat earth theory because Cojay's obviously faced a lot of people that do the same angle over and over. But as I said, Lazy has this way of angling that's just different to a lot of battle rappers. It is really clever. Yeah, and he can really patronise you, but in a very intelligent way and make it rhyme at the same time. So it's quite a skill that he has.
Yeah, no, he is good. It is, but I think he does really good. Like the pig and shit bit as well. He doesn't know his own ignorance and all that sort of stuff was really nice. But it's just the way he looks. Like my cousin straight away. I can't remember what he said. I can't remember the comment. But he was like, I didn't think he was gonna rap. Like he genuinely thought he was gonna get up there and like recite some like Shakespearean poem or something. Like, and he was really really shocked. But then as soon as he got like 4 or 5 bars in, he was just like sold. He was like, this guy's really good actually. So it's good. I do like it. But he is a surprise. Like I met him when we went to, I think it was volume 3, Chalked Out. But I met him and literally it was just like, whoa. Like I didn't realize how tall he actually is.
Yeah, he's massive.
I'm quite short. But yeah. Got 3 people in still. Wow. Must be doing something good. I'm just trying to stall a little bit as well, guys. I'm sorry. I just want to try and get my cousin in to at least talk about it, but it's all good. We'll go on to round 2. Cojay had I think this was a pre-battle, obviously, like the conspiracy thing, and he won't need to raise a guy, he'll just shake his hand or something, he said.
Yeah. He was deflecting all the conspiracy things, the conspiracy jokes, wasn't he?
Do you guys write pre-battles at all?
I've got like 50 train spotting bars ready to go. heroin and haggis and shit like that.
Loch Ness monster.
Mm.
Yeah, he's I don't really do it. I kind of like try and envision how an opponent would come to me and I like bear that in mind while I'm battling. It's like when I battled Dean, I knew that he was going to do a freestyle at some stage in the battle because that's what he tends to do in all of his battles. So when he did it, and we were told a couple of days before that within the time limits you can do a freestyle and you won't get clocked for it. So then on the day I kind of like just freed about, it's your own time you're wasting. I'm trying to teach you a lesson. It didn't really go down well, but I don't really freestyle very much, but probably won't anymore after that. To be fair, it's demoralising.
What's been like your best freestyle that you've come up with in a battle? Can you remember either?
Probably that one. I never do it. I never free ever because I'm so insistent that I need to get all my material out. But it's yeah, it's a confidence thing. I think freestyling and being able to do that on the spot is you've got to be like aware of your surroundings and feeling the energy in the room and stuff to really pull it off. I just kind of did it to counteract the fact that Dean was doing it because I didn't want him to like one up me on the scorecard. So I thought I'm going to have to get a freestyle out of some sort during this battle just to kind of like level it up, so he's not giving extra marks for freestyling. When, do you know what I mean? That's how I was viewing it on the day.
Definitely. What about you, Slester? Do you remember any freestyles that you've done?
I don't think I've ever actually managed to fucking come. I've managed to like a couple of the pre rebuttals. I managed to get a couple of them off. There was, I think, McCoy battle last year. I had the whole. He said I do heroin. Well, I don't do heroin anymore. That was a joke, but I thought about that like a year before the battle, and I was like, next time someone says I'm a heroin addict, I'm saying that. You can see my eyes light up when he calls me a heroin addict. I'm like, I've got you, mate.
That's cool.
That's probably the best reaction I've got for something like that.
Checkmate.
Exactly.
I think like the of like pulling off a rebuttal that just completely like knows what's said. Like it's yeah, like the feeling that you must get from being able to do that, like these battlers that do whatever. Like, it must be really nice. What was it? Really nice. It must be really, really nice. You know, I don't know why I'm talking like that at all, but I am. What was it like to battle as well? Like obviously all of it being live and stuff. Was it more nerve-wracking or less nerve-wracking than having an audience?
It's probably like the same because like you've got in your head. We were checking like before we battled. We were checking like how many streamers that were on. We were like, oh, what's the numbers before we start. So like you're in the back of your head. You're like, there's like 1,000 people watching, but there's also like 10 cunts in the room with you as well. So it's sort of like a blend of like a super small room, but you've got like a audience in mind that aren't even there. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a mix between the two.
Yeah, it was pretty nerve wracking. The fact that I think that the good thing was, probably Slester will agree with this, is that when we battled on Apex, it probably like give us a bit of a warm up for it. Whereas a few battles that happened didn't have that opportunity, so they weren't really used to the fact of it being in a closed room with only the other performers in there. Because it's the first time I've ever done a battle like that where it's literally just performers in the room, no fans, and then obviously there's people watching at home that you can't gauge.
Yeah, because obviously they say sometimes like doing it to a smaller audience is actually worse than doing it to like 1,000 people. You know, like you can distinguish everyone's face and everyone's eyes looking at you, whereas a big audience sometimes you don't even see the front row, like with all the light and stuff, I guess. So yeah, I think I would prefer it. Like whenever I performed and stuff, I'd prefer to do it like in a big room, big crowd than like a little. I'd feel more nervous, I think.
It's good and it's good and it's bad though, because if you've got a crowd that aren't really that like warmed up, it's very hard to perform very well in front of them. I've had that sometimes. I've performed in front of dead crowds sometimes, and it's like it's proper degrading, and it makes you feel like, what am I doing here, kind of thing. Whereas at least if they're on Twitch, sat at home in the bedroom, it's not that bad because you can't really tell if they don't like you or not.
Yeah, you just don't go read the comments, don't put it on your phone or whatever. But
Yeah,
was that what
exactly.
everyone was doing? Like in the event, were they all on their phones watching it as well, or just like watching all the
Just
comments?
check and see what
I didn't see anyone
cunts were saying. Yeah.
Comment.
Nah.
Yeah, I think I will.
I was definitely like, I had my phone out in between every battle. I don't want to have it out in the battle. I don't want to look like a dickhead, but like between everyone, I was like seeing what the world was saying. Apart from after my battle, I just went home.
Did you go? Like, was that when you went?
Yeah, I had to get home. I had to. Okay. Yeah, I had to boost straight away.
So obviously, yeah, you probably traveled the furthest than anyone, really, I guess.
I think I traveled. I think me and Jordy were about the same. It's like 4.5 hours in the car. I think he was roughly the same. Not too sure. I think he might have got a train. It might have been misremembering. I can't really. But yeah, not a fun drive.
No, I bet. Yeah, so Cojay's second, the pre-bowl was nice. It was a good one. The Max Brown Wood, I can't remember the actual bar, but I literally just wrote down Max Brown and Jake Wood. Yeah, I can't remember what the actual bar was. If anyone remembers it in the chat or anything, or if any of you guys can remember it, because it must have been good. I wrote Smack Rapper, Max Brown and Jake Wood. I need to do better notes. But the whole prepping for Rex thing, when he watched the stream last week, he just started to prep for Rex. I like that. That was really nice. And just because you can write don't mean that you can rap. I think that was really good. I think that was one of his best bits of that round. And that was his closer actually on that round. That round was quite short, I think, as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I think he fell short.
Yeah, I think he hit it well if he did forget some of his stuff, but I felt like there was more that was coming after the like just because you can write don't mean you can rap. I feel like that was going to go into like another scheme, but maybe not. Yeah, Lazy second. He starts with the hands tied behind my back, like a straight jacket. I've heard that quite a lot, but I felt like he did do it well. Being in the tournament is the only time we've been in the same bracket. That was nice. That was good. Chemical hazards. I don't even remember what that one was. Aired and dropped like a medical package. Oh yeah, that was just a set of that. Yeah, that nice one. Medical package. I like that. And one of Lazy's good bars in this. I've said like every bar of his is like, the best bar he done in this battle. No, but the axe in the dirt, not bury the hatchet. I like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like that way of thinking. That was kind of cool. Do you guys? How do you guys like judge battles? What is the sort of thing that you look for? What do you like in a battle or from battlers?
I mean, there's like all the criteria that they used for their scorecards at the start of Premier Battles is kind of what I sort of keep in mind. Not because of that, but it's like it's a good way to think about it. Like overall, like bars, jokes, performance, projection. Like you can sort of, if two people were to just rap back to back the same bars at each other, and one person was like louder, more aggressive, or like just a better performer in general, I feel like that definitely matters a lot more than people think it does. Like for me anyway. Like
yeah.
I don't know if did you watch the Super Fight URL stream the other night?
Is that the math off the Geechee Gotti one?
Yeah.
I've seen clips of the battle, I've not watched it yet though.
Because like Big T, now that he's lost weight, him moving about the stage is fucking amazing. He like does not stop moving, and he's got like all these fucking weird dance moves and shit, and they just go along with the bars and make them hit better. He's fucking like, it was amazing. So like overall performance and shit like that, I love that.
I like good structure and like a well structured flow. So the punches land like perfectly timed. Like there's a lot of battle rappers that like mistime the punches, like they say one too many words towards the end of a line, which like takes the edge off the punch. And there's some people, Real Sick and Mike P are both really good at it. They can time the actual punchline, the rhyming words on the punchline like to perfection, so you actually get that reaction. And like I love stuff like that. Twerk's good at it as well. Shotty's class at it. Briggsy in his first round, he was really good at it against Mackenzie. And that was one thing that I like more about Cojay's performance against Lazy, was the fact that Cojay can time punches like incredibly well. Like they hit a lot harder when they're timed perfectly. So like the Nightmare Before Christmas, better prep that coughing because Jack is both a bag of bones and a dead man walking. Do you know what I mean? It was just the length of it was perfect. The two lines were perfect. It's a very technical way to look at it, but that's how I like listen to it and react to it. So that's what I keep an eye out for.
Are you kind of OCD when you write your bars like that?
Yeah. I just want it to flow and be structured really, really well now. I have had times where, like I've carried on a line too long, and then dropped the punch, and it just doesn't have the same effect. That's one thing. When I came back to rapping, battle rapping, is like I was like, right, I'm going to sort my structure out. I'm going to make sure I sound better, and the punches hit harder and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to writing. Like I will take words out of lines and things like that if I need to make the punch arrive earlier and things like that. Yeah, a bit of a freak with it.
So I guess you're quite fond of like on beat battles and stuff then as well.
Yeah, I like on beat battles. Again, if we're going to on beat battles, Bobby Rex versus Billzart is a class battle, and it's a class example of what I'm talking about. Like, which hand do you want to get picked from? Hurry up and pick one. Quick word of advice for you: don't be picking this one. It's like it's all the same. It's all the same length of barring. It just flows and sounds sick. That's why it hits so hard. That's a perfect example of it. Shout out Bobby again.
Yeah,
you can always
go ahead, man.
You can always tell the folk that can actually rap on beat when they battle as well, because the punches will land where your ear expects it to land. And people who don't actually rap will just sort of go off into some random space, be rapping in like 5/4 and not really understanding that you have to fucking punch at a certain point. You don't have to, but it makes it. It's what your ear wants to hear, so the punch becomes harder if you do it. It's like.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That's why like you can. It's very easy for me to tell a battle rapper to like a rapper who battle raps. It's very. It's like I can tell who like which battle rappers can make decent music and things like that. So just based off the structure in a battle. Obviously, there's ones that take it a bit too far where they actually rap like they're on a beat in the battle.
And that find like a middle ground.
It's about balance. It's about balancing it out, and you can be either side of the spectrum with it.
Yeah, my cousin's just messaged. He should be in a couple of minutes, so that's cool as well. He'll just get
just in time for the third round.
No, as soon as he comes in, I'll be like, and that's it, guys. Thanks for coming. But no, yeah, we'll carry on with this though. I didn't have. So we've got a little bit more for Lazy's third. The Ghost on a Writer like Bonnie Godiva. That's been done too much. I think I didn't like that. If I'm honest, that was saying that Cojay was so far behind the curve as well. That was cool. He couldn't see it because he was so far behind it. I like that. Cojay's third. I don't even know what I was meant to write there. This is what I'm saying. My cousin normally has the notes as well. I just sit here and look pretty.
I was going to say, have you got sesh the night before writing these out?
I was writing them out. Jeez. But no, he had some good, and he did have some good bars in the third. Looks like a COVID test. Got it so far up his nose, down his throat was good.
I feel like there was about 15 COVID test bars in this first round. That was
what was the best one for you, do you think?
Briggsy had one, something about I can't remember what Briggsy's one was, but that's
turning up to your door with a mask and a test kit.
Yeah, that's
something like that. Yeah, that was fucking fire.
Yeah, that was really good. The slap stick and slap with a stick bit. I like that as well. And then Cojay starts going on about Lazy not really earning his place. I didn't really like that bit either, if I'm honest. I think I would have gave Lazy the second round. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's how I had it on the day in the room. I had Cojay taking the first. I think I think if I remember rightly, Lazy had a bit of a stumble in the first, and I think it like really affected him because he kind of changed his performance and it like showed in his closer to his first round. So I had that, and then I had Lazy winning the second. Yeah, it was down to the third.
Yeah, and I don't think either of them. That was Cojay's third. Sorry, that we just went through, wasn't it? But I don't think either of them done too well in their third at all. But I like Lazy's angle about Cojay auditioning for Hamilton. That was quite funny. I like that because it is something weird. I would never have thought Cojay would be auditioning in like any kind of show like that, if I'm honest. But cool angle, done it well.
Mr. Universe now.
Yeah, he did. I don't even know like how he's done it, but he's just transformed. He looked like a
big dinners, mate. That's how he's done it.
Yeah, that's how he's done it. It used to be Yannick that eats big dinners, and it's not anymore. It's Cojay.
I just reckon after the rap battle, he was like, "No one's doing that to me again."
Straight home, locks himself in his room, press ups.
Trying to get so big that no one can physically move him again. He's going to stand in battles.
He went home and just worked out until he got the message from Briggsy to say Anarchy. But what was this arm to the teeth bar? Lazy's arm to the teeth bar. I like that bar. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm useless at remembering bars. Like, as soon as I watch something, I'll be able to like say a bar that's coming or whatever. But remembering bars, I literally watched this 2 days ago. I can't remember what it was. But yeah,
it's
it was
same.
probably something like forearm to your mouth, leave your arm to the teeth, or something like that. Put arms to your face, and I don't know. The watermarks bit was good as well. Make a wish when I lash out. I like that. And be careful what you wish for as well. I think Lazy had the better ender in the third. I think that scheme about the make a wish and when I lash out, I think that was really good. But yeah, everyone gave it to Cojay apart from Award.
All right.
Award gave it to Lazy. I can't remember what he said. I think it was the second and the third he gave to Lazy, but I can't remember for definite. So, Bizzo, who would you like to be facing in the next round if you had to pick between them?
Briggsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because I want to beat the Academy champion. I want to beat the former Premier Battles champion. I want to beat the league owner, and then I want to beat Bobby Rex in the final. That's how I want it to go.
Okay.
That would be sick. But yeah, I'm prepared for it for anything. I'm not discrediting Acre by any stretch of the imagination, but I think a fully prepared Briggsy beats a fully prepared Acre. That's my logic behind it. So unless it goes any differently on the day, then we'll see. But I would like to face Briggsy.
I think as well, Briggsy had a bit of a stumble in his first round battle. So I think he's going to be coming with something to prove a little bit as well.
Yeah, like you said, he's got a 3-0 everyone really. He's got to be very very commanding in his wins, because there's one sign of a debatable battle going to his way, and he'll never be able to live it down. So it's a strange one.
Yeah.
I feel like if Acre finds 3 angles, then he's got it.
Really?
Acre's that was the first time I ever saw Acre, and I thought he was very good. I don't know what happened at the start of the battle though. He couldn't get going. It was like trying to start.
It's like he stalled. Yeah,
it was like trying to start a lawnmower, and then
he kind of like that in most battles. I feel like it's Jay Short battle. His like the end of his rounds are so much better than the start of his rounds most of the time.
Right. I haven't really seen much of him. I know that he has battled Jay Short, but I've not seen many. And I remember his battle against one of the Irish lads on Prem.
Terminal, wasn't it?
It was Hades.
Was it Hades? Was it not? It was Hades.
Yeah, no, it was Hades. It was, because I remember.
Yeah, that was sick. So.
Yeah, like I said, I'm easy with either opponent, but I would like to face Briggsy. I think me and Briggsy have lots to say because we've known each other for so long. So
I think that'd be a
and it'd
good
be
battle.
interesting. Yeah.
I do think it would be. Is there like, have you been writing for everybody else? Have you been like jotting down little bits at all, or have you just literally focused on the one opponent?
No, I've not wrote for anyone else other than the person that I've been given. I did when the tournament was initially announced. I got given Terminal in the first round, drawn against Terminal, and I wrote 3 rounds for him, and then he pulled out, and then I had 3 weeks, I think, to write for Lsdean. So I wrote. That's the only like time I've had to write for. I've wrote for different people in the one time frame, because I don't want to overinvest myself on writing material for opponents that I'm potentially not going to face. So that's how I'm viewing it, and I'm the way things are going with my writing process at the moment with the opponents that I'm getting. It's kind of like flowing out of me quite nicely. Like I'm not struggling to write, which I have done in the past, but for some reason I'm very motivated for this, and yeah. So it's been.
She said for some reason, $2.5 grand.
Yeah.
Well, there is that. Yeah,
is it
there is
the
that.
holiday and the battle rap over in Canada? I don't know.
It's not even the money, you know. It's the Canada trip that I'm most bothered about. That's like you'll know from 2000 watching battles from 2011, like the KLTD era back then was like one of the reasons I got into it so heavily. Like watching Cojay go over there and Sensor go over, and even like versus Thesaurus. I remember that battle. The world domination cards were sick. Like the concept at the time was just so good, and I'd love to like just be involved in that environment, even if it's just like the once. And I know like Frankie Fraser's been over, and a few different British people like Soul in the last few years, but like that's like bucket list battle rap for me. That's one of the main reasons why I want to do it. So
yeah, I think it was actually Bobby who said it in a battle. You know, ain't that what everyone's like meant to be trying to do? Like, you know, you want to get onto the biggest stages in the world. That's where they are. You got to get out there. You know.
yeah, that's
I
it.
think the UK is like looking very healthy at the moment, though. I think
it's definitely in a better position than it was a year and a half, 2 years ago for sure.
It's on the rise again, I reckon.
Yeah, it's in good hands in terms of who's running it. Like you've got Briggsy, who's a very good person behind the scenes, like a good league owner. Yeah, same with Bloodstroll. Like Bloodstroll doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. Really, he's so good at picking matches and arranging events and things like that. And he talks to you personally and says like, "I'm putting you up against this. This is what I expect of you. This kind of thing." He's like very like football manager kind of esque. And then you've got and then you've got Shotty who has such a passion for battle rap. It's like mad. And when you're in the same room with him, you can see like he really enjoys doing it. He loves being around it, and like he really gets into the events and things. And he's such a good influence to have around. And I think when we see him battling a bit more regularly, and we see a few more internationals coming over and actually performing properly like they used to, not coming over for the money, and I think it will change everything. I think, and then it's got to be a case of sending UK rappers over there and then doing the business over there, because you can say arguably that there's a lot of UK battle rappers who've been given chances that they've blown in recent years, and that's why that's one of the reasons I put the decline. That's one of the things I put the decline down to, is like we didn't carry our weight when we should have done.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was in a really healthy position. We had like the good relationship with them lot over there, and it was like every other month they seemed to be like in the nationals here, or you know, you guys going over there. But one thing that I didn't like always like, and one thing that I like the Premier Battles do is like they get different internationals. You know, like with Don't Flop, there was always you could probably name the internationals that were coming on, and you could probably name the battlers that they were going to battle. But like, I would never have thought like we'd have Maverick versus Real Sick on UK soil. You know, I would never have thought that until.
Yeah, and look at that. Like, you only have to look at that battle to see like how like talented the staff are for them to pick an opponent like that out. Because 6 months down the line, he's now like one of the biggest names in battle rap. So it's that's down to the people in the scene now. That's what you've got to give them credit for, and it'll continue as well. Like they will bring people over who will excel the like John the Don versus Shotty Horror is a good example, because even though it wasn't supposed to be that battle, you know what to expect from John the Don, and he's a very, very good performer, and he shows up and he does what he's supposed to do, and that's what you need from people that you're booking to come over. It's all well and good saying, yeah, I'm booking New Jersey Twerk, but then he doesn't show up, and then that's what causes the decline, because all the fans are like, well, I've paid this amount of money to watch this battle, and now the guy's not turning up, and then it doesn't look bad on the battler, it looks bad on the league, and then that's unfortunately that's what's happened with British battle rap, is like we've put too much responsibility on the heads of people that shouldn't really have had it.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to get that Premier Battles versus iBattle card.
Yeah.
Do a home leg, do an away leg.
Yeah, that'd be fire. That would be fire. Because again, Lex over at iBattle is like the American Briggsy. He's like the business would suit one another. It'd be they complement each other.
That would be a good battle.
Yeah, that would be a good battle. Yeah,
Briggsy versus Lex, that'd be sick.
Yeah, true.
Manager v manager.
I reckon he would as well. If Briggs had the opportunity, he'd be straight there doing it.
Be sick.
That's actually a wild good idea as well. Like, I liked it when they done the Ireland one. I was a bit gutted because they had the plans to obviously do South Africa everywhere. I'm a bit gutted that they didn't. And I bet they are now, considering COVID and everything, this probably would have been the year they would have done it.
Well, they're planning are they planning something? Rappy's Fold's planning something, aren't they?
Yeah. Home invasion.
Yeah, that'll be like the start of it, because they had a really successful last event. I think it was February last year when it was. That was a stacked card. That they had some really good battles over there.
Was it Thesaurus versus Nugget? Was that?
Yeah, they had some good battles, man. They had some good battles.
Yeah, there was a standout battle from that though for me as well, just because I wasn't expecting it to be, with Janeth and Conman on that event. Janeth and Conman was well good.
Yeah, I heard good things about that. And again, Bobby on beat against was it Roby?
Yeah.
Had visual in his home crowd on a stage as well. That was fucking class.
Yeah, he got a good reception that night as well. And he's
around Australia. Everything
he's a good up and
shoved.
He's a good up and comer as well.
Was that visuals like first time? That wasn't his first time battling on Riff, obviously, but was that his first time in his hometown?
I don't know. I don't think that's. I think he's from Belfast, so I think it was.
Yeah, I think he's Northern Irish, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's near enough, isn't it?
It'd be like if I got a battle in Glasgow. It'd be the same sort of. It's not the hometown, but it's home, closer to home at least.
Yeah, probably closer to home than any of us lot would feel. So yeah,
you
can call it home. Apparently, my gun's just clicking on, so we'll just give him a couple of minutes more, and then we'll get into Bizzo versus Lsdean. Do you was you happy with your performance though, Bizzo, in this?
Yeah, it's probably it's probably like now. That's probably the first battle I'd show someone if they said like, "Can I see one of your battles?" Like, I tried really hard for it in terms of like I'm writing down what I needed to address. I improved my writing from my Sam Hypes battle. I got a bit of a backlash from the Sam Hypes battle in terms of my material, and I've never had that before. So it kind of like kicked me on to do a lot better. So I kind of up my writing, up my structure, like we were saying before. Yeah. So I was very happy with the performance as a whole. I think it went really well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely agree that you won with this battle as well. Here we go. It's finally here.
Here he is.
Thanks for joining us, guys. It's been a really good show, so we're off now. So see you later.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming along. It's been really nice meeting you. Sorry guys for being late. Sorry,
that's all good, man. All good.
So obviously this is Bizzo and Slester. Slester Bizzo. This is my cousin Tom. A very new fan to battle rap.
Let's go, man.
Tom, you all right, mate?
Hey, man. Yeah, it's going good. I managed to just rewatch Bizzo's battle.
Good, because we've already spoke about Cojay and Lazy, so you don't need to worry about that. We're not going back over it.
Damn it.
That's all. But Tom, from a
Good
new fan's
battle. That's my opinion.
yeah, but from a new fan's perspective, who did you think won that battle? Just so we can move on from that one.
I'd say Cojay. Yeah, I think I really wanted to like Lazy. Like I really liked his like vibe, but he kind of didn't hit the mark for me. So I'd probably go Cojay.
I thought you said you liked his writing, or was that Cojay?
Yeah, I did. I literally text you that after his first round.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it wasn't consistent enough for me. But in all fairness, that is the only battle of his I've watched. So
yeah, your cat's getting busy behind you, man.
Doing some serious washing.
Oh man,
it's got to be done, when nature calls,
That is interesting though, because that's kind of what we said. Both of them kind of, went down in their third rounds. Really, by the end of the battle, they were better in their first, is what I'm trying to say, without rambling.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we're gonna go on and talk about Bizzo versus Lsdean now. So obviously Bizzo, you were obviously part of that battle. How long did you have to write for that again? I know you said it just so Tom can have some context.
I had about 3 weeks after Terminal pulled out. Yeah, but I would have had about 6 if obviously Dean was my original opponent. But then I think it's gone down to about 3.5 weeks now to prep for the rest of the battles. I think I've had about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks for this one. I think. No, I must have had longer. It was February, wasn't it? February, March. Yeah, but I probably had about 6 weeks again, 5-6 weeks. I was all written up it for Matter on Saturday in about three though, and learning it. So yeah, it's been decent in terms of the amount of time given to prep for it, which has been good. But there's no excuses to cock it up now.
Yeah. What's the sort of usual time frame then? Like just sort of like a normal battle?
Most of the time, if you're lucky, you'll get about 4 to 5. I think it's probably the average. I think Slester will probably agree with me with that. There are occasions when you get asked to do a battle and it's a lot shorter, and it's just down to whether or not you feel like you can do it. That was one of my problems when I used to battle and don't flop a lot, is that I'd get offered a battle with like 3 weeks notice, and I'd have to arrange travel, and then obviously the material and things like that. And my lifestyle was completely different back then, so that's why I used to be so shit back then. but yeah, now
time management, man.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, like no, like
I feel you. I mean, look at me.
Yeah,
I could have done so well today.
yeah, I know, man. That's it. And sometimes life gets in the way, and a lot of people don't, especially some battle rap fans. They don't understand that. So, yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, for Dean, I had about 3 weeks to prep all the material for him, and yeah, but I was written up in a week, and I rehearsed it for 2. I think that's how I did it.
So did you like have like the entire round, like the entire 90 seconds, or did you leave room for like, for like rebuttals and like things like that?
I wrote just over the time limit for each round, and then I would like pick and choose what I thought was the best material, and then it's very hard. I found it very hard writing for 90-second time limits, because 90 seconds sounds like a lot on paper, but when you're actually performing, it's not at all. And
makes you edit more though.
Yeah, it makes you take things out, it makes you cut lines down, it makes you rap faster, which is one thing that
we've noticed that a few times.
Yeah, it does kind of affect you in the sense that when your tempo's higher, it's very hard for you to hit those punches with the way you want to, because you're kind of in your head, you're like, right, I need to kind of speed up here, because you're like waiting for Briggs' arm to go up, and then when
you have to know, you have to know that your own stuff's good. Like you have to think it's good. So it's hard to just be like, oh, I'm running out of time, I'm gonna have to just not use some stuff.
And you prep in a way that like, well, I don't know if Slester did the same, but you prep in a way that it'll end on 90 seconds or maybe a couple of seconds after, and that's how you perform it, and that's how you kind of construct everything. So
you want to pick something good last as well, so you don't want to get cut off at all. That was my problem. I was trying to figure out like what to do to finish it in case I do get cut off. But
yeah, like when you see that hand comes up, like, okay,
terrifying.
what do I do now? Like, how many bars do I have left?
That's right.
Because
I think
he was a lot more harsh with it, because he literally was just like, time, that's it. Like, he didn't
Yeah,
even like.
yeah. Do you know what?
And they've got.
Bro, I was so glad Briggsy was timing mine, because when I was watching Shotty, he was just like full on cutting people mid bar, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, my rounds are like 1 minute 34, 1 minute 35, so he's gonna cut me off right in the middle of like the closing punch on a fair round. Do you know what? That actually made me nervous going into the battle.
Yeah, he didn't care about your plans. He didn't care about your plans. He didn't care about your ideas. Done. That's it. It's his show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
it must be like a huge pressure, like having that as a performer, which is quite a unique pressure, I think, because like obviously from an acting background, I know I have time for what I'm gonna say, because that's the point.
Yeah.
But, like having to deal with that pressure, and like if you don't like use material. Right. Do you ever like recycle stuff? Like, how often do you think, oh, I'll just hold on to that one for the next battle?
Sometimes, yeah. It depends. Like with me, I think everyone's different. I think Slester's very different in terms of it to me. But if I write a very good generic bar, which could apply to anyone, then I'll keep it to one side. If it's something directed at an opponent, I find it very hard to kind of like recycle it in a way that is then aimed at them. So I probably would throw that one away. And I like writing fresh, because when you'll probably know this as an actor, actually, when you're actually reciting lines, you're saying them that often that they sound shit in your head eventually.
Yeah.
Like you're going to a battle, you go into a battle with your material, and it might be the best material you've ever wrote, but then you're like, wow, this is shit. Like, and it's like 3 days out, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I've got good enough material here. But it's just because you consistently recited it for so long that it's like second nature, and it's very
especially with like, and there's obviously a lot of aggression in battle rap. So imagine like if you were to practice too much, trying to hold like a level of aggression at the same.
Your budget internet ain't working. You're all fuzzy and talking like you're underwater, man. He's late. He can't do it. His equipment sorted. Look at the whole stream. Look at that.
Oh, he's gone.
And he's gone. Brilliant.
I don't know.
We'll just give him a second to come back. I should probably write down questions, to be fair, but I'm not like that good or professional at all, so I won't. You okay, Tom?
Just fully on a whim. I like it.
Like to wait it out at that point.
I'm literally like the Pedro version of Battle Rap Media. It's gonna be sporadic and like no timings, nothing, just whatever. Right, you back, Tom?
Hopefully, I can buy a proper computer.
You're not back.
Am I not back
We'll
yet?
see how it just might take. No, you're right. You keep catching up. You're just lagging a bit, but the sound's a bit better. But yeah, we'll go into this battle just so we're not going on for too long on the episode. So Lsdean starts. I liked his opener with the you don't beat your opponents lose. I thought that was quite a good like way of putting things. I think, regardless of whether it's true or not, I think
everyone says that about to me. I've heard that bar so many times.
That was only one thing I have.
This is
like heard often.
That's the thing that winds me up about that bar as well. Like it isn't true. Like I only lose battles if I don't prepare properly. That's it. it's fact. Like you can watch them all. There's not one battle out there of me where I lose like convincingly to someone, and I've got 3 fully prep rounds. Like it's my own like mistakes that cost me performances. In my most recent one against Milky, in my opinion, I had better material for Milky than Milky had for me, and I was winning the battle at one stage, and then in the second round I just couldn't get my fluidity going, and I think that's what cost me in the end for it. So that's how I view it anyway. So yeah, I've heard that bar so many times because it's but yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
I have wrote next to it. I've heard the question. The next bit that I found was,
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
What was that?
Nothing. Just taking the piss, man.
Taking piss out of me. I don't even.
No, I was just saying. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed the bar.
Yeah. Glad to know that's what your taste is like.
I supported you by saying this, and I really, really enjoyed it. When he started saying salt for your open wounds, I could just imagine you in pain and everything then as well. It was really good. The rematch no one seen the first time, I thought that was quite good. Like
that was class.
Deprecating kind of crap.
Yeah. Where is that battle anywhere?
Huh?
Is that battle? Does that exist anywhere, or is that just gone forever?
What, me versus Dean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the Don't Flop Vimeo channel, and you have to pay $5 to watch it. So it's probably better.
Love that.
Yeah, so just don't go near it.
Not on YouTube. Did they just never take
it? Went on to Don't Flop Extra because I choked for 2 rounds.
Nice.
I literally was learning my 3rd round in the car driving down the night before, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, you played yourself there a bit.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Back then I really loved battle rap, but I just couldn't commit to it how I wanted to. That's why my performances were so shoddy, and that's why I went away. Like, people don't get this either. It's like I left battle rap to go and like take a break from it when it reached its height, like when it reached its pinnacle. Like that's not. I didn't go because the scene was dying or anything like that. I left it because I felt like I couldn't commit to it how I wanted to, and now I feel like I can. I'm going to put a light on here because it's going considerably darker.
It's dramatic lighting, man. That's what it is.
But the next bit that I got down was the fuck up a bond, like credit payments. But I feel like I've heard that quite a lot as well. Yeah.
It always annoys me when I talk to like obviously like you guys and like other guests and Danny about bars that I like because they're always the overdone ones. But because I'm a new fan, obviously this is like the first time I'm hearing these bars. So like for the first few like shows, I would just be listing bars and he's like, oh yeah, really cliche bar. I'm like, oh, well yeah, it works. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good and it's bad, that though.
That was my opinion. Do you know what I mean? That might not be what other people think. That's literally just what I think and my preference.
Because you could argue about that.
You know,
you could argue about that with Georgie versus Slester, because Georgie said a lot of punches that like I've heard years ago. But
you see me look directly into the camera whenever I hear one.
Yeah.
But like for Tom, they were all new.
They're all brand new.
Yeah.
That was fresh for me. Innovator, that was for me. Changing the game.
I think like a lot of bars that are said in the tournament, I don't think would get a reception if they were just said in like a promo battle, you know, or just an ordinary event battle. I don't know. It's more, you have to go at your opponent, otherwise you're not going to win in this tournament as well. Like, there's no generic stuff. Like, it's all got to be
direct,
like fit. So I think those kind of generic bits that are in there, even those little bits, they stand out more because it's like, oh yeah, that's normal. I've heard that. I don't know. It's weird. But the worst bit, well, Lsdean had a really good bit with the if that's kosher, and then the Passover bit, that little Jewish scheme there was nice. But he ruined his whole round by calling himself the final boss at the end of it. He's not. He's got like kosher. got like Briggsy stood there, Shotty's in the room, and he's trying to say he's the final boss.
Yeah, know your
Talk that
place.
shit. Talk that shit.
Not yet. Maybe he could be one day, but
Yeah.
he's
They're like
definitely not yet.
mid game,
Oh,
mid to end game, maybe if you want to be generous.
Yeah, maybe.
He's just got a lot of self belief.
Yeah, he's very confident, Dean.
That's half the battle, mate.
Yeah.
And he came out really strong, to be fair. He did come out really strong in the first round.
He's a very good writer, and he's way like we spoke about it before. His technique in terms of writing multis and how he structures his rounds, he's very good.
Yeah, he is. He is really good. I just don't think he can get away with saying that yet. And the thing is, though, like, and that's what I was saying. Like, I think as battle rap fans, we're quite like, well, it's really picky. Like that, I just said that one bar. I'm like, that whole round, may as well have just chucked it in the bin. Do you know what I mean? But Tom, you would be like, oh, that was all right. You know, it's all good and whatever. But it's, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
it left a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Just ruined it.
But yeah, anyway, going on to the second. Sorry, Bizzo's first. I liked your first line in it. Given a bye to get through. I thought that was very clever. I thought it was like quite cheeky. Especially with obviously the uproar with that Danny Jack bar that was said in a battle. Like I think that's the way you can do that sort of bar. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the way
you've got to like say it in that particular style now. Like it can't be like battle rap years ago was so much different in terms of like some bars you could hear in 2013, 2012, and you'd be like, I can't believe you've actually just said that on stage in front of like 200 people.
In front of a crowd of people who are filming you.
Yeah.
It's
mad. Like, yeah, it's crazy how it's developed, and like it has been censored to a certain degree. But yeah, I wanted to start off with like a bit of an icebreaker and something a bit cheeky, not like I didn't want to not offensive or anything like that.
Yeah, just like wordplay at most.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like the grave error bit that you had as well. I can't quite remember the bar. But you will though. Do you guys remember your bars actually? That's something I've always wondered.
After the battle, I literally spend like a week trying to forget them and just like wiping them from memory.
Yeah, like battle rap PTSD. Like you're driving around, fucking reciting your third because you're like, I need to get this one. Sorry, like the battle was 2 weeks ago, and it's
you start like rehearsing for a battle and realize you're doing bars from like 3 battles ago.
Yeah, you're like walking down the street, and normally in your head you're like, and then after the battle, you're like, it starts coming back to you, and you think, no, you don't need to do that anymore. Stop.
Yeah,
save that break power.
It's like the worst thing about battle rap because like music, you like rehearse stuff, and that's good. That's just there for the rest of time, and you can do that song. But battle rap, you're like, if you ever do any of those bars again, you're shit, and people hate you. Like, you have to forget them. Don't say anything you've already said.
After a battle, I have to take 2 to 3 days just doing anything but battle rap for just to clear my head. It's like
just a reset.
I just don't go near it. I don't even watch it. I don't read any read any articles or anything like that about it. I literally just set myself away from it.
Have you found that like a bit difficult being in the tournament? Because obviously you ain't really been able to have like that break, I guess, because you've only had like those 5 weeks between battles. Have you found that difficult at all?
I think if we were given like half the time frame that we are given at the moment, then it would be a little bit different. But because we've got 6 weeks in between each battle, it's not that bad. I can have like a week off and then think, right, I need to start writing now. Whereas if I had 3 weeks, I'd be like, oh, kind of need to jump straight back into this. Yeah,
I guess it's kind of hard to stay in that mind frame as well. It's just,
got to stay in the zone.
For like 12 weeks. That would be hard. Not good. So carrying on with your first round as well. I like the King's speech bit. You got a different biz. I like that. The scheme as well, the full house, no bluffing. Going into the show bit as well, and then like it could be fight a choke coming. That was really nice. I like that. The operation scheme I've wrote it's been done before, but I've wrote but because I remember what I was going to say. And it's been done before, but do you know what? Like one of those schemes where I'm just like, right now that's it now. Seal the envelope and post it, like, because I've not heard anyone do the operation scheme like that. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, obviously, it's an advantage being around for so long because you do hear the most of it, so you can kind of like when it comes up to writing a punch and you're like, oh, choke coming, so buzzing operation. Has it been done before? Then you kind of know in the back of your head that of the ones that have like stood out, so you can kind of write one that isn't relevant to the ones that you've already heard. So that's what I did with that one particularly.
No, I did like that. The bond scheme as well that you had with a Q and make this pen click. I've literally just wrote bond pen click. Do you remember
pen
that
explosive? That was fire.
Yeah, made the pen explosive by one click or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was it.
Was really nice. But I think the best bit in your first was this bit actually. The made Dean's list. Now you should be able to go on a roll. I thought that was a really nice scheme.
Oh, bro, I messed the first line up as well, and I was in such a nice rhythm, and then I just like I don't know what happened. It's like I said the last letter of the word first in part of the line, and then it just like threw me off completely. But I managed to get it back, but it just didn't hit as hard, and I couldn't. And I thought a lot of people didn't click onto that when I did it. I thought it would get a lot more like reaction and people talking about it when I said it.
And it's not even like you can like dwell on it.
You just got to keep going.
You just have to deal with it. Like, and that's got to suck.
It's mad though. It's mad when you're in the moment and you stumble and you just weren't expecting to. Like there's times in battles where I've like come to a bar and I'm like, right, I'm really going to struggle to remember this, and then you're like stumbling through it. But then when you actually hit a part of a line where you were, Slester weren't happy about that, was he?
No, again.
But it was like the biggest storm off in battle rap media.
Okay.
You just went.
I don't know why I was getting so dark, but then somebody turned the hallway light off, so I had to turn this light on. Sorry, as you were, carry on. It's mad. It's mad. Like when you have an unexpected one, but you just got to keep going with it. And he had one in the first round, and I had one in the first round, so it kind of didn't affect me that much.
Yeah, no, definitely. Trav's back in as well, man. Like Tom, finally joining us, professional as ever.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm late, but I'm here.
That Novocaine, the Novocaine bar you had in your first was the best bar that round, I reckon. Novocaine, the start, Novocaine, the start. That was fire.
What was it?
That was the best one. I can't remember word for word, but I remember it being sick.
The King's Speed.
Like it, I can't remember full bars, and what I like about a lot of like rapping is sort of like flow more than anything. So a lot of the times I won't make very good notes about the actual bars, but it's just more about like the entire thing. If that makes sense, like the entire bar itself.
Yeah, for me, like if you look at battles are won based on like one bar or like two haymakers. Like all the URL battles are like an hour long, but you pick one or two bars out which kind of like win the battle for you. It's mad. Like even though you've got like 10 minutes of material, you can like pick out like Tay-Rock's seatbelt scheme. I don't think anyone can quote another bar from that battle. You can just quote that one bar.
That's it.
But then that's what makes you think that he won the battle, because he had such a hard hitting bar.
Yeah. Your last round, I think, was that for me. Like if I could just point to that round and be like, there it is. Just I don't know why it felt like you were bullying him. That's what it felt like to me. And I think that is a good way to be in a battle.
Yeah, well,
I felt bad.
Yeah.
I think there was, well, because of Lsdean's third. I don't think he chose the right angle there. Like he was kind of choosing the angle of like, I didn't really want to do this, but I'm gonna beat you because it's you. Like it was that kind of angle, and it was just like, I don't know. Everyone else is going there, literally like chomping at the bits, like waiting to be able to.
Yeah,
this is why. This
is why he struggled. This is why I think he kind of like shot himself in the foot with his like confidence, because like even in the first round he says something along the lines of, "This tournament sounds fucking shite," and it's like, yeah, but mate, you shouldn't really be like. I was like looking at him when he said that, and I was like, why have you just said that? Like
you're literally here, man.
Yeah,
like, you're literally here.
Yeah, you've literally prepped 3 rounds for me for it. You obviously aren't going to turn down this amount of money or this opportunity, and it just doesn't make you like it doesn't come across right. And that's when I kind of knew, like when my first round started, I was like, yeah, I reckon if we get all this out, I've got the first round here, because he ended it on such a weird crescendo to then say like this tournament sounds shite, and then to say like, oh, I'm the final boss kind of thing, and it's like, it was the wrong way to go about it.
And if he was doing the angle like I'm too good for this tournament, that'd be all right. But he literally was just saying, I don't want to do this tournament. Like, there was no reason.
I don't want to do it.
I can't be bothered, but I have been bothered because I've wrote 3 rounds, prepped them, I memorized them and everything, and I'm here to go. You know,
and I'm trying really hard.
Yeah.
And like he's good. That's the thing. Like I don't think he's a bad. It's
like a persona thing. He's got like his laid back, I'll beat you with my eyes closed, hands behind my back sort of thing.
And you know what? It'll come.
Sometimes it works.
Down the line, if he carries on with that, like people were saying it in the chat on Twitch, I remember that, like they were saying, like I like his gimmick kind of thing, like he's got a style and a gimmick. And I think it's like you see it with. I keep going over to America with this, so apologies, Tom, because I don't know if you've watched any American battles, but Bill
Cojay and what was the other guy who I watched, Danny? The other American. He's the only 2.
He is, I guess, but we watched. You've seen my verse because you watched my verse versus O'Shea, and it's because we were.
So I'm actually kind of an expert.
Yeah, you're educated.
I'm actually kind of an expert in the topic.
One absolute fucking mad bag of battles for it.
But Bill Collector is like just getting his flowers now, and he's had this same style for 10 years maybe, and people are finally just like getting around to the idea of like they like how he performs and things like that. So yeah, I think if he sticks with his style and he's a bit like persistent with the way that it will grow on people, definitely, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he won the academy. Like, you know, he's not bad, and I mean, beating Major Concerns as well is no like small feat. I just think his whole angles, I think that's what let him down here. Like, he did have some good bars and stuff. Like, his whole second round was kind of how about you're his little prodigy, and I didn't really get that. Like, I know that you guys, well, I assume you guys live close to each other.
I don't know any of the backstory, right? I did just kind of, I gave him the benefit of the doubt of what he was saying, just so that I could go along with the bars, if that makes sense.
That's why.
Because that's the thing, is I think what I'm hearing is that it's more his angles that fuck him over rather than his ability to write or rap. Like, I liked a lot of what he was doing. It was just more like you say, like the way he came at things just kind of didn't settle right sometimes. Like when he was saying about the him being the final boss and about not wanting to do the tournament and stuff like that. So I'd just say something else, man. Like everything else was good.
And the prodigy thing as well. Like it's a very over exaggerated angle. Like
I imagine.
Obviously, we're mates and we get on really well and talk and go through bars and stuff. But he was saying things like he arranged my fee for the battle and stuff like that, and it was like, you didn't. I wish you did, but
that's sick.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the ass.
It literally like, oh, I got your name on the flyer, and it was like, no, No, it didn't happen like
Right,
that.
Because it's in a battle, like, you can say what the
this
fuck
is the,
you want,
this
and
is,
it's
yeah,
true.
this is the thing, yeah. Like,
Because it's like, as you say, if you don't know the backstory of anything, I can fucking say whatever I want. And
unless you follow it,
if you do it well and you make it convincing, then they have to either freestyle and call you out, or that's it. That's the truth from now on.
It is canon now.
Exactly.
Unless you follow it like a soap opera, like
which is not a lot.
Yeah, so I'm lucky. I have Danny over there. Yeah, honestly, I did my fact checker. I'm like, is he chatting shit or?
I don't know. I don't know. Dean could have prepped Bizzo's rounds for this. I don't know. He could have been there helping him. They could all sit in a room, Tom, and this could be a massive lie, and they all
could
just
all be a lie. Could have a meeting, just taking it in turns, talking to us. It could just be what it is.
The tournament winner's been decided already.
Linked to Battle Rap and Wrestling. Maybe that's what it is. It's all fake.
Yeah. Speaking of winning the tournament,
like someone who looks like Lazy can do what he does because everyone else is writing all the bars. That's what it is.
Yeah, he just turned up for the day. He actually had a whole costume, but they just changed his name because he forgot it.
But yeah, I think it's safe to say you definitely took the first. The second was, I don't think, close at all either, really. I liked your, obviously you spoke about your rebuttal already, but I did like that rebuttal. The scheme that you went on with the name don't fit and ego trip was really good.
Yeah, I like writing that.
Yeah, and Briggsy handing him a reality check. I like that as well. That was cool.
I feel like see this battle is the first one that you've actually started fucking using like the fact that you're a big cunt and just shouting at someone's face. That's like people in the chat were just like bullying him. Like as soon as you decided you were tall, you were like, okay, I'm tall, I'm gonna talk down to people.
So actually, why am I letting you talk to me like this?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about finding your style in battle rap, and a lot of people will turn up and just do like generic punches and hope that they can get away with it, and some people are all character and no content, which they get away with as well. And it's been a long journey for me to find like my like genre within battle rap, and I think I'm finally getting to the point now where I can express myself how I want to express myself, which is like it's like a relief, because it's been a while that I've been doing it. So I feel like I'm getting better every single battle now, which before I didn't. Before I felt like there was always one thing hindering me, but now I feel like I'm improving every single battle. Like if you look at my Premier Battles journey, my first one was against Will Ross, and if you watch that and then you watch my Lsdean battle, like it's absolute worlds apart, and that's only in like an 18-month period.
That's great. Tom, I'm actually going to send you the link to that battle, so you.
Yeah, I was just about to say, can you repeat? Send me a video.
Yeah,
so I'll add that to my homework.
Yeah, next bit that I got wrote down for your round, Bizzo, was the when they battle you. I can't remember what you say after it. When they battle you, when they battle me, they level up like 7 levels or whatever it is you say that.
Yeah, 7 levels of improvement.
What was the specific number? How many levels?
When someone battles you, your effect on them is useless, and when someone battles Biz, they step up 7 extra levels of improvement.
Why 7?
Flowed nice, doesn't it?
What's the message? what's the meaning behind that bar?
Basically, it's not 8.
Because it's the 7 sins. He's like the devil.
Nice.
There it is. I like it.
This is why
inside the mind of a battle rapper.
I'm subliminally the goat.
The next bit I got wrote down as well was a football bar. I don't normally get football bars, but I've wrote down I got that football joke. So, but I didn't write down the joke.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
The joke.
I always find it difficult. As long as it's like, if it's like a generic bar about like, somebody.
Yeah.
I think it was someone being central to the movement. Was it that?
Oh yeah, it was. you can think I'm a placebo in the league, but I'm Firmino in the team. Watch close, and you'll see I'm essential to the movement. It's because he's a
I don't know who
footballer.
that guy is at all. Never heard of him, but I can understand that part. Do you know what I mean? It's accessible for somebody who's not a football fan.
Yeah, he's a footballer for Liverpool, and he gets slated because he doesn't score a lot of goals. But it's like, if you're a Liverpool supporter, you'll know that it's nothing to do with that. It's the fact that he links all the play up. So that's the easy way to explain it.
I didn't get the specifics, but obviously I could appreciate the bar.
There's a lot of battle rap fans that are football fans, so it always tends to. It's like the equivalent to doing a fucking NBA scheme if you're an American. It's always there. You're always going to get like a vast majority of the crowd that will understand what you're doing. So, and like Danny was saying before, like you've got an audience watching on Twitch, and you kind of have to cater your writing to get the reaction out of them, because at the end of the day they're voting for you at the end of the battle as well. So it was always going to be like a thing for me to write a generic punch like about football or something along those lines. Like in the second round, my Trump, the pence behind you, like a Trump campaign, that was kind of like aimed at like potentially like Americans or Canadians watching as well. So I tried to cater to the crowd and
try to cast a bit of a broader net.
Yeah.
How much do they tell you sort of viewership and like stuff like that? Is that kind of information like, because I think that would be
the streamers.
For like.
So there's a live chat going, and I only saw the live chat when you sit for your interview after the battle, and you can kind of like see what people have been saying, but at the time you can't see it, and then unless you was like go on your phone while they're deciding who's won, which I didn't do. I didn't. I kind of like just went and sat down and had a beer after the battle and just kind of waited for the result. Because this is another thing. This is another thing with Dean. Dean was like in the build up in the face off. He said, "Oh, when I beat you, Bizzo, I'll bring you a beer and we'll have a beer together." And he turned up on the night with this bag of beers, and he was like, I stick to my promise. I was like, you're getting beat tonight, mate. It's not you aren't winning this battle. And,
that's like those videos that you see where people celebrate too early.
I mean, I fully rate the confidence. But that battle was so important to me. Like, people don't get it. Like, I know we've touched upon it being us battling before and you can't watch it again, but like I hated that battle. That was the nail in the coffin for me to like go away and say like I can't battle rap now. Like I need to like go away from it.
Was that your last battle before Ross?
I came back after about 7 or 8 months, and I battled Lazy Arse Jack on Chalked Out or Cold Red. I can't remember which one it was. And again, I just didn't perform well at all. And my material was so good for him as well. Like everything was like, it was the best I'd wrote for someone. And then I just performed exactly the same as I performed against Dean. And then I was like, no, I need to have more time off than this. So that's what I did. I just packed it in.
Well, I'm glad that you came back because you're killing it at the moment.
Same.
Lsdean's third, I think, was his weakest. I think this was the round where he started to say about he doesn't even want to win. Because I've literally just wrote halfway through one of his bars that I was writing, I've literally wrote, don't do it. Don't do it then. I get the angle, but no. That's what
don't do it then.
In the tournament.
Like, like you're here. Like you took time out of your day. You're going to say you don't want to win?
It's the same when like opponents go like they'll put like a 4-bar scheme together about like how their opponent's lucky that they only have 60 seconds. Like, well, don't waste it. Like, use it. Don't tell me that I'm lucky. Show me that I'm lucky. Like, kick my ass. Like, do something.
Don't tell me how much you're gonna kick his ass. Just kick his ass.
If it was just a random, if it was just a random event, then you can understand why you'd take that approach. But like for me and Slester, like we took it very seriously in the sense like this is such a massive opportunity. Like there's no opportunities going about in battle rap like this for a UK performer. and to be put in those brackets, like that's why I'm so shocked. So many like bigger, well-known battlers didn't come back for it and didn't like really push to be in it.
That's mad. The people that'll sit on the sidelines and be like, "I'm better than you all." I'm like, well, you had a chance to enter a tournament and prove that, but you were like, "Oh no, I don't have the time." It's like if you were that much better than everyone, it wouldn't matter if you had the time or not.
Yeah, this is what I
fucking prove it.
What are you busy doing?
My biggest motivation for it is I know that if I win this and go to Canada and stuff, you'll see them all coming out of the woodwork and wanting to get back into it. And I know that they probably will do another Anarchy tournament if this one is successful, and it'll be for more money and the prize will be bigger, and then you'll see people coming out again, and I'll know that
and we'll get hired as official sponsors.
Yeah.
You know?
As long as it's not a timekeeping one.
Yeah, I'll have an assistant by then, I'm sure.
But yeah, going on to your third Bizzo, I like the first angle that you used on him, saying he's just an actor, that's sarcastically drug obsessed, and then you went on to the guns, the self-harm, and then obviously now that he's came out and everything, it's more gay bars than Canal Street. I like that. The Twitter character limits, again, it was something that's been done quite a lot, but you kind of you switched it up. It was I felt like it was fresher than what I've heard it before, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good. And the peacock, it's a colourful tail bar that you had.
I like that one.
Got that in the room, but that was nice. I like that.
Yeah, I enjoy that. That's one of them bars where I wrote and I thought that's fucking good. That I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Just give it a tip.
That's it.
Coke change. Oh yeah, so obviously you went in on Lsdean being, you know, this drug obsessed guy, and he was doing all these different drugs.
Fucking
that wasn't stuff. But
how
yeah,
dare you get your life together, you piece of shit.
Hey, you know what? This is why I like the angle so much, because like there's so many angles in battle rap where it's like, oh, you need to clean yourself up. You're such a druggie, and I'm like, you're not as good as what you were when you were on drugs. Like you should go back to.
And you got worse.
I don't think that approach has ever been done before. That's why I was so proud of the round, because I thought, and that's why I left it till last as well. And
yeah, it definitely made me think he is not as active as he was versus Major Concerns. As soon as you said that bar, like he was literally jumping from one end of the room to the other, let alone just a stage when he was against Major Concerns.
Like when he battled, even when he battled Lazy, he was jumping about a bit. He wasn't as mobile and as hyperactive, but definitely against Major Concerns, he was like really overreacting and hyperactive and jumping about and things like that. But I've known him for years. Like we're boys outside of battling, and like I think he's a top bloke. But I've seen his whole battle career through my own eyes. So that angle works so well, because I'd actually seen it. Every line I said about the phases he went through are all facts, because he was like that. He did. He started battle rap as Dean, and he was just being like sarcastic all the time, and then he started talking about like guns and stuff like that, and then like every line that I said was fact. I didn't fabricate any of it.
No, and to be fair, as soon as you like when you spelt it out for like the audience, me personally anyway, when you spelt it out, it was like, oh yeah, when he was in Dope Flop Training Days and stuff, remember he was, you know, just sarcastic and being silly like that. And then like, you know, getting into the Anarchy, he started to become like, you know, this druggy and everything and guns, because he was on Team Tox. And, you know, I think he's a people pleaser, which is good for a performer, obviously, because that's, you know, ultimately what you've got to do. But yeah, like we said, it's just
maybe he just started shooting people. You never know.
Yeah, maybe he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
He could be.
Secret life.
I mean, I once took up tennis, so, you know, anything can happen. Just randomly want to take up a new hobby one day.
Racketeering.
Yeah.
Get that write that down.
Yeah, write that down. That's
I like the part that you had the Coke change your true colours more than Santa Claus. I like that.
That was fire.
That was good ending to that bit.
What round did Dean have the Preston guy to fuck off? Like, never mind the Buzzcocks. What was that? His third round.
That was in his second. Yeah, Preston guy to fuck off. Never mind the Buzzcocks.
That was such a fireball.
That was
Like,
fucking like,
such a niche reference as well.
That's,
Love it.
that was
That's
fucking
why-
sick. Everyone's seen that though. It's like
Yeah.
if that was against anyone but me, I'd have been so happy with it. But it was.
But the
I
way
couldn't
you
help
performed
but
that
acknowledge
was
it.
like how he was
Yeah.
performing before.
I was when I heard that I was pissed off because I had a whole like Preston thing when I battled you. I was like, mate, that's the only thing you ever get to
Gone
use
now.
the word
This is-
Preston in a battle is against Bizzo. And you
But the structure of it just flowed. The structure of it just flowed perfectly. Tell this
fucking
Preston
sick.
guy to fuck off. Like, never mind the Buzzcocks. It's like it's fire. It was written so well. I even told him after I said that was sick, mate. That was so good.
But first of all, fuck you. Second of
Yeah.
all, good job,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, the last bar that I got wrote down now was expect reaction, but took out a key element. I like that. Obviously, 'cause he was talking about him doing bumps and stuff. Yeah, I thought that like you tied that angle up really well in that round. Like it was, we started off talking about him being sarcastic, and then came down to that. Like it was really well structured. And obviously, you said that that's kind of something that you do look at in a battle. You can definitely see it through your writing. And this was the clearest win of round one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So was it the highest fan count?
Yeah,
as well?
93 or was it?
92%.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
obviously
Knew it was going to
Bam
be
for
high after that
8
last
Maverick.
round. Like,
Yeah,
I can't argue it. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone would. You know, like we said, I think it was literally just the wrong angles from Lsdean. I don't think his tactics didn't pay off for him in this battle.
and your last round did just bury him. Like, realistically, he'd have to have done a lot to cut, like, and especially it being like the last round. Like, he didn't have an opportunity
to come out, yeah.
to come back to that just devastating like round for him.
Do
Yeah.
you think do you think you would have fought differently then, Tom, if Lsdean went second? 'Cause he went
I
first,
don't
didn't
think
he?
it would have went differently per se, but I think just from like, I don't know, it just hits harder when the other person can't chat back, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's just no, he doesn't even have the chance, which makes it hurt a bit more, I think. Like, just like I
definitely.
think
That's why I
going
like one-round
first
battles.
can sometimes give you an advantage because you're the one who sets the tone. And I think then going last, you can have an advantage as well because no one goes after you.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I agree.
But that's why it's important to win the coin toss and to, like, in your head think how you want the battle to go. Like I originally wanted to go first in the battle, and then I won the coin toss, and then I thought, do you know what? It's probably going to be better. The way that he was being with me on the night, he was being like really confident and saying like he's going to beat me and stuff, and I was like, it's probably better I go second here because I want to have like the last word. And it worked in my favour. And at the end of the day, I would have gone into that battle, won the coin toss, and been like, "I'll go first." But it might have shot myself in the foot with it. But it was it worked. It just, everything on the night just worked how I wanted it to work and how I envisioned it to go as well, which was like really like satisfying for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
well, you
definitely-
could tell.
You definitely deserve the win. Definitely. So yeah, that means you are facing Matter this Saturday, right?
Yeah, I've got my face off with him in 15 minutes.
Oh, so is that
Oh,
tonight? Is it live face-offs?
No, they're not live.
Are they
They're
pre-live?
pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Okay,
so
cool.
this is just the
Well,
warm
yeah,
up
I'm just
then.
about to wrap this up anyway, so you can go and have a break from being
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
But yeah, Anarchy this Saturday. What time does it start? Is it 8 again? 7?
It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, stream
8
starts
o'clock.
at 8. First battle will be about
On
half past. I
the
think.
Twitch. Make sure
Yeah.
you're there. Yeah, so I guess the last thing to say is thank you guys for coming on. We've got down to 0 watchers at the moment, but thank you everyone who has watched live. It went well, so I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been episode 3. Do you guys want to plug your socials quick before we sign up?
Go on, Celeste.
Oh me, Slester _ hip hop on Twitter. That's all I really use. So
Yeah, I'm
there
on.
you go. Follow
I'm
me
on
now.
Insta and Twitter at Bizzobon. So yeah, and make sure you tune in on Saturday because it's going to be
Yes, do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Who's the
Alright,
secret
well, yeah,
battle, Bizzo?
It is.
Oh yeah, is there actually or not?
No, there is a secret battle going down. Yeah.
Who is it? There's no watchers, you can tell.
There is. Okay.
Yeah, give us the gas. This
Wait,
won't
let
come
me end
out
the
for days.
broadcast.
I'm joking.
You'll have to.
I
you'll have
reckon
to
I know
tune
what
in.
it is. Anyway, I'm
Just
going to end
tell
the
me that.
broadcast.
Tune in.
I'm going to say what I think it is. All right. I'll say what I
Whatever
think
you
it is.
think,
once I'm-
whatever you think it is, you're wrong.
Yeah, right. Wait, I guarantee you I've got it. But yeah, we are going to end the broadcast anyway before I blurt things out. But yeah, thank you guys. Peace.
Awesome. Cheers, guys. Sorry I was late. It's really cool chatting
No,
to you.
Nice to
It's
meet
all
you
good,
both.
man.
Thanks for having
Yes,
us.
you too.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Take care, boys. See you in a bit.